Hello, how you doing? This is Neil from PerfectSunLED.com, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys a method I use that pretty much gives me a 100% germination method, like all my seeds end up popping. If this method for some reason doesn't work for the seed, I'm sure there's something wrong with the seed itself. And you want to give it like, 2 to 3 days, and you should have a nice tail coming out of the seed, depending on what it is you're doing. Some seeds might take longer. It also depends on the temperature. All right, let's go and get started with the ingredients that you're going to need, or the items that you'll need, rather. You'll need a bowl of water, or you can do it in a cup, whatever. I recommend using like 1 liter of water. So 1,000 milliliters or 32 ounces. The next thing we're going to need is colossal pea. The reason why you want to use colossal pea is because it has a bunch of plant hormones in it, and it also has fulvic acid, and it has all the B vitamins. Now, what this does is, even though the seed has enough nutrients contained in it to like start growing for the first little bit, it's even enough for it to come out of the ground. What this does, though, is it introduces the taproot to plant hormones right away. And so this is going to help the plant go, oh, this is what I need to do. And so it can grow nice and big. It'll grow faster roots. Also, the fulvic acid and the root hormone that's in this, and you want to learn more about it, you can go check it out on the website at perfectsunled.com for right now, and you can click on Perfect Nutrients. And it also helps protect the root zone, so it protects it against disease and things like this. And I highly recommend looking at what fulvic acid can do for plants. The different studies have been done, and it definitely helps protect it, and also helps it grow better, and helps the root zone, helps all of the nutrients when they are introduced to go into its cells easier. And so this has all of that in it, and this is a great to get it started. You can also use the root growth if you want to as well. Just put like a tiny little drop of that into a liter of water. Okay, so colossal pea. The next thing you're going to need is your seeds, obviously. So whatever seeds it is that you're growing. And you can also use this method for tomatoes, and I use it for all my seeds. It works for any kind of seed, even tiny little seeds. You're going to need some sort of Ziploc baggies. I just use regular sandwich baggies. Works fine. Paper sack, you can find these at the grocery store. You can also find them online on Amazon. You don't have to have that, but I like having it in there to keep it dark. You'll definitely need coffee filters. I recommend getting the organic ones or just the ones that are non-bleached, but this is all I was able to get for right now. This is what I have, so it's what I'm using. These work fine, premium coffee filters. But you can also go to Amazon, and on Amazon you can find the natural ones that are like brown in color, and so they're not bleached or anything. You can also find these ones that I just bought. They're not here yet, otherwise I would have used them, but they're the kind, they're just round. They're just like round disc. They don't have the little perforated edges, and so those are nice. Either way, these work great. They work better than paper towels, so I recommend using coffee filters. You'll need a Sharpie or some sort of marker to write on your bags with. I recommend Sharpie. Not sponsored by Sharpie, obviously. And then you'll need something to measure accurately your colossal pea. And here we go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure our colossal pea. We're going to measure it at 1 milliliter, so right up to that first line. So what I recommend is pulling it in a little bit deeper than it needs to go, and then squeezing it back into the bottle until you get right to that 1 milliliter line mark. And then that would be perfect. These are really cheap. You can find them at your grocery store if you have a local grocery store, or you can buy them online on Amazon. You'll probably have to buy them in a pack on Amazon. This is a 20 milliliter one. You can also get ones that are smaller if you want even more easier accuracy. But I find this works great for like 1 milliliter, 2 milliliters, etc. Right, then we're going to squirt this into our bowl of water and mix it up. Now, although plant hormones aren't like dangerous, it could cause skin irritations in some sensitive people. So I recommend wearing rubber gloves during this part when you touch the water. But if not, also just wash your hands afterwards. Again, it shouldn't be a big deal, but I think be safe just in case. All right, so the next thing you want to do is you want to take your coffee filter and submerge it in the water. And here's the one that we're doing right now. So we're doing Carnival again. I'm going to show you also in our grow update. This will be part of the grow update video, but then also in the grow update, I'm going to show you the other seeds that we're going to be doing. We're doing 3 other autoflowers, but anyway, so we're doing Carnival as our photoperiod this time. Get nice and big and healthy using all the new nutrients for you guys on video. So just get it nice and submerged, and then just lightly squeeze it out. You don't have to squeeze out too much water. Don't squeeze it hard. Just lightly squeeze some of the excess water off, like so. And then we're going to fold it. So what I like to do is I like to fold it in half, and then I like to fold it in half again that same way, that same long way. Not like that, like this. There you go. And then you can just take that little flap and then fold it over the middle like this. You'll have something like this, right? And then you want to take the seed and you want to place it the long way. So you want the points of the seed. You'll see that one side of the seed, there's like a round side and there's like a point side. Just make that point facing horizontally along this fold that we made, because that's the way the taproot's going to grow. So we want the taproot to grow along this way like that. If you put the seed this way, then it's going to try to grow up like that. And if it gets too long, it has to bend, right? So try to get the straightest taproot possible. Make sure your seed's aligned with the paper this way. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here so you can see what I'm talking about. Like that. All right, then you're going to fold the sides over. Don't fold it in the middle, fold it like this. Fold it over like that. So that way it has room to grow along the edges here. And then just, do it on both sides, right? So that way everything's going to be nice when it grows out. And then you kind of just want to lightly pat it down to get rid of any of the air pockets and just, make sure it's all kind of nice and snug so it has constant moisture. And that's why we leave it inside the Ziploc baggie, because we want it to have that constant moisture. Otherwise, it can dry out, and we don't want it to dry out. Place it inside your Ziploc baggie. You can kind of push it and then close it if you don't want too much air in the bag. Not a big deal if there is. You need some oxygen anyway. And then write whatever you want to put on there. In this case, we're writing Carnival, because I like to know what strain it is inside each bag. All right, and then the next thing you want to do is put it inside of the plastic baggie, and that's pretty much it. So once you put it inside the plastic baggie, you want to write the date on it. I recommend doing this so you don't forget what date they're on there, so you kind of know how many days it's been. And I like to check it like after 2 days, and then after that, check it every day just to make sure everything's good. All right, so now we're going to place it inside the plastic bag, and then you're going to fold it over, and you can just put all your, whatever ones you did that day, put all those strains in one bag and then fold it over. And then I recommend putting this into a dark place, or it doesn't be a dark place, but that's why you're using the plastic or the paper bag, but put it in a warm place in your house. So if your house is like mine, I like to keep it around 69 degrees to 70 degrees. And so that's warm enough, and it's fine if you can just keep it in that temperature. It might take a little bit longer for them to germinate. It might take 3 to 4 days to get a nice long taproot. Now you don't want the taproot too long, right? I like to catch it when the taproot is about 1 inch long. You don't want it really any longer than that. And so at about 70 degrees, it's going to take like usually 2 or 3 days before you get that like inch taproot coming off. And that's why I like to check it like after 2 days and start checking every single day. Maybe even half a day, because sometimes that's enough for you to catch it and it might get too long. But some strains will take longer. Sometimes it might take a week, especially if it's colder than that, it will take longer. And then depending on the type of plant you're doing, like if you're doing like a tomato plant, all those have different germination times. So some of them might take a week. Like I think corn takes like a week or something like that. But if you can put it in a warmer space, a space that's like 80 degrees, then you'll get even faster results. And so if you can find some place like maybe in the back, I doubt TVs are really that hot anymore nowadays, but maybe in the back of the refrigerator, that might be warm, like on the top back, like where your water heater is, like put it on top of the water heater or something like that. Anyway, just, or you can put it on top of like or in your grow room if you keep your grow room hotter, if it happens to be hotter right now, or put it inside of a little humidity dome, or put it on top of like a little heat pad thing. But you want to get it, it doesn't have to be super warm though, just like 80 degrees. But anyway, like I said, 70 degrees is fine, just your house temperature. Just put some in your house, probably be fine. That's what I do. And usually within 2 or 3 days, it has a nice taproot on it. So, all right, that is the method. Check out perfectsunled.com to get the lights I grow with and also the nutrients that I have been growing with. So, all right, perfect nutrients. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.